You're in Braves country. Lineup for yesterday by Ogden Ash. A is for Alex, the great Alexander. More goose eggs he pitched than a popular gander. B is for Bresnahan, back of the plate. The Cubs were his love and McGraw his hate. C is for Cobb, who grew spikes not corn, and made all the basemen wish they weren't born. D is for Dean, the grammatical diz. When they asked who's the tops, said correctly I is. E is for Evers, his jaw in advance, never afraid to tinker with chance. F is for Fordham, and Frankie and Fish. I wish he were back with the Giants, I wish. G is for Gehrig, the pride of the stadium. His record pure gold, his courage pure radium. H is for Hornsby. When pitching to Raj, the pitcher would pitch, then the pitcher would dodge. I is for me, not a hard-hitting man, but an outstanding all-time, incurable fan. J is for Johnson, the big train in his prime, was so fast he could throw 3 strikes at a time. K is for Keeler, as fresh as green paint, the fastest and mostest to hit where they ain't. L is for LaHoy, whom Clevelanders love, Napoleon himself with glue in his glove. M is for Matty, who carried a charm in the form of an extra brain in his arm. N is for Newsom, Bobo's favorite Ken. You ask how he's here, he talked himself in. O is for Ott, of the restless right foot. When he leaned on the pellet stay put. P is for Plank, the arm of the A's. When he tangled with Matty, games lasted for days. Q is for Don Quixote, Cornelius Mack. Neither Yankees nor years can halt his attack. R is for Ruth, to tell you the truth. There's no more to be said, just R is for Ruth. S is for Speaker, swift center field tender. When the ball saw him coming, it yelled I surrender. T is for Terry, the giant from Memphis, whose 400 average you can't overemphasize. U would be Ubel if Carl wore a Cockney, but we say Hubble in baseball like football in Rockney. V is for Vance, the Dodgers' very own Dazzy. None of his rivals could throw as fast as he. W, Wagner, the bow-legged beauty, short, close to all traffic with Honus on duty. X is the first of 2 X's in Fox, who was right behind Ruth with his powerful socks. Y is for Young, the magnificent sigh. People battled against him, but I never knew why. Z is for Zenith, the summit of fame. These men are up there. These men are the game. Lineup for yesterday, Ogden Ash, January 1949, Sport Magazine.
like me, you can't smoke like me. So don't try and be like me. Let's party together.
There's something kind of about a kid that's never played baseball.
We have been hoodwinked, bamboozled, and flat out deceived.
Why did you get so drunk?
You got drunk. I'm just really exhausted.
What's in that cup?
Rum and Cokes?
Do you have any idea how important this is? We're trying to save the pub call. Really? This is what you're doing? This is what you're doing?
Baseball is a beautiful thing. It's more beautiful in an old park. It's asymmetrical and quirky. But even in a dome with artificial turf, it's beautiful. The way the field fans out, the choreography of the sport, the pace and rhythm of it, the fact that that pace and rhythm allows for conversation and reflection and opinion and comparison.
In right field, the crowd is tormenting Strawberries, singing Darryl, Darryl. Little roller up along first, behind the bag. It gets through Buckner. Here comes Knight, and the Mets win. And there's a fly ball deep to left. It's on its way. There it goes, and the Yankees are going to the World Series. Aaron Boone.
Ground ball stabbed by Folk. He has it. He underhands to first for the first time in 86 years. The Red Sox have won baseball world championship. Can you believe it?
It's a pastime, something you do. It's entertainment, something you watch. And it's a shared experience, something you talk about and read about. But you can apply those same three criteria to other things. What makes baseball special is that it's the best game that's ever been devised.
Smith corks one into right, down the line. It may go. Go crazy, folks. Go crazy.
Sure as God made green apples, someday the Chicago Cubs are going to be in the World Series.
A little bouncer slowly toward Bryant. He will glove it in front of Rizzo. It's in time. And the Chicago Cubs win the World Series. Cubs win. What a lucky break. The good Lord wants the Cubs to win.
How can you not be romantic about baseball?
If baseball is about caring, about loyalty and rivalry.
Braves fans are on their feet hoping for some kind of a bleeder or a seeing eye single. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Fastball hit high and deep down the right field line. It's going back, back, back. Is it fair? Is it zip, boom, bam, it's gone. Ram-a-lam-a ding dong, a 3-run shot, and your Atlanta Braves have taken a 1-run lead. She's gone, baby!
There's a very peaceful thing. It was created and played in pastures and meadows. There's grass, there's outdoors, there's everything that people thought was American and feel about America. You get in a ballpark, and it's the wonder of walking through that dark tunnel and seeing a huge open space where men play the little boy's game.
I believe in the Church of Baseball. I've tried all the major religions and most of the minor ones. I know things. For instance, there are 108 beads in a Catholic rosary and there are 108 stitches in a baseball. I prefer metaphysics to theology. You see, there's no guilt in baseball, and it's never boring. It's a long season and you gotta trust it. I've tried them all, I really have. And the only church that truly feeds the soul day in, day out is the Church of Baseball.
Swung line drive left field. 1 run is in. Here comes Brave. Here's the front of the plate. He is safe.
You're in Braves country.
If there's a bigger thing going on right now, I don't know what it is. We're down to 1 strike here. Gurriel, the last hope for the Houston Astros. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Swung on, bounced over to Dansby. Dansby fires it over to first. And here comes the dog pile. Fire the cannons in the battery. Do the chop all throughout Braves country. Pop that top. Your Atlanta Braves have won it all.
and gentlemen, welcome. We direct your attention now to home plate.
Please remain standing. We call your attention to our fans here today. They will be jointly directed. And now, another fixture. Our national anthem.
So proudly we hail at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, o'er the ramparts we once were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare bombs bursting gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the
Play ball!
At this time, ladies and gentlemen, we'd like to introduce today's teams as participants in this historic game.
On a beer? 7 o'clock in the morning. Scotch?
Hey, howdy, hi, and how the hell are you? Pull up an armchair, girls and boys, and join us for Braves Country Baseball. You're listening live as the Braves are on the road. We're set to bring you pitch by pitch, play by play of your Atlanta Braves. Hi, I'm Mac McGee. It's time to put it all aside and get set for what should be a great day on Braves Country Radio. We'll go through the lineups today as the game moves along. Put your click in the chat, slap that like, and let's get ready, Braves Country. We'd like to thank everybody for choosing Braves Country Radio, and a special thanks to all the country club members. Please like on your way in and subscribe, set those alerts, and share Braves Country Radio to help build the crowd so we can continue to bring you the classic call of Braves Country Baseball. Well, it's about that time. Grab you a cold one. Find you an armchair. Atlanta Braves Baseball right here on Braves Country Radio. Your modern-day superstation is in its 5th season of bringing you pitch by pitch, play by play of your Atlanta Braves and our one-of-a-kind production. Take us anywhere you go for over 170 Atlanta Braves ball games. Please like and subscribe today. Join the Country Club. Thank you to all the Country Club members. You help support Braves Country Radio.
Get this bus moving. Stop. Come back. Too late.
Roll call! Yeah, roll call!
You're in Braves country.
Good afternoon, Braves Country. In case you didn't read it, the Braves are not selling Acuna this year. It's not going to happen. That's all fake news. That's nonsense that the ESPNs of the world are creating to get clicks. So have no fear. Acuna, 3.5 years left on his contract. There's not a single person on the planet you could trade him for worth that. It's just not possible. We've talked about it before, but in case you don't catch the shows, it ain't happening. I'm not going to go into the reason why it's not happening here. I do it on the shows all the time, but it ain't happening. All right, let's get it going here. 2:15 first pitch. See who we have here in the country club tonight. This afternoon, I guess I should say. Good to see you, country club members. George Pearson. SS Dub. Uncle Charlie Fritz. Stargazer. Justin Green Machine. Tree Nug. Brian B.A. Baracus. Mark Ricky Ricardo. A.Y. Good to see you. John. Better stretch out that liver, son. It's going to get ugly tomorrow. What else do we have in here tonight? Oswaldo Perez. Chris Brown. Colby Covers. My man Nathaniel Brooks. Robert. Welcome back to the country club. See if we got any other country club members before I jump on. Jason Up and Adams. Yeah, I forget who said it. I think Chris said it. But can you imagine the implosion of the two fan bases if Aaron Judge was traded for Ronald Acuna Jr.? First of all, it doesn't make a lot of sense for either's fan base. But the two of them, I guess you would gain some jersey sales on both sides because Braves fans would be buying Judge and Yankee fans would be buying Acuna. But they're so ingrained into the Braves fan base, the Braves future, along with Judge and the Yankees, there's just no way. 3.5 years left, no way. They get to the point where they think they can't sell him when he's coming up for his free agency year. Then yeah, I could see it. It's not what the Braves do, so they probably wouldn't. They'd probably just hold on and get the extra draft pick. But all right, let me see what we got going on here, folks. Jameson Taylor, K's in here. Truth Handler. Braden. Any other non-club members in the chat? If we missed you, just jump into the chat. I think I said hi to Tree Nug. I think it was Tree Nug's comment that caught my attention. I'm normally not looking at the screen, but I'm like, don't listen to that, Tree Nug. That's propaganda. Fake news is like people like to say nowadays. Gary the Real McCoy. I don't think I saw you earlier. Atlanta Sports. And I think that's about it. Atlanta Sports 2. Electric Boogaloo. All right, we're just about set for pitch-by-pitch, play-by-play of your Atlanta. Wouldn't that be something if we could win a series right before? Hey, Braves Country, Mac McGee here for American Rebel Beer. America's patriotic light lager, all natural ingredients. Stand tall, be proud. The perfect beer to celebrate life, liberty, and your pursuit of the American dream. America's patriotic light lager, offering a crisp, clean, bold taste, perfect beer to celebrate life, liberty, and your pursuit of the American dream. A beer with only 110 calories that tastes like a full-flavored beer and celebrates like freedom. Hey Braves Country, this is Mac McGee with Braves Country Radio. We are bringing you pitch by pitch, play by play of your Atlanta Braves all year long. Join the Country Club today. Help support Braves Country Radio. Join the Country Club today. It helps us bring you more of the game. Hey Braves Country, Mac McGee here for American Beer. From the mountains to the prairies, Did not realize I was not in here the whole time, y'all. They kicked me out, so welcome back. I've been playing the hits and everything, so we'll go ahead and hit nachos.
Whoa, you check it out. What? Look, that guy.
Get me some nachos.
It is a sign. A sign that needs nachos to help me score.
First pitch on the way is a ball inside. It's 1-0. The 1-0 hits it over on the ground, knocks it, and it's going to be a 4-3 put out, but the run comes home and it's 3-0. I want to make sure everyone can hear me. We were having some mad problems. First of all, Comcast sucks, so we lost the internet. And then when it came back, the application wouldn't put my sound in. If someone can give me a heads up that y'all can hear us. First pitch on the way to Nick Allen. I think it's fixed. Okay, good. Sorry, we came back right with the Acuna home run, but we didn't know that the sound hadn't kicked in because it was muting it. I guess because of the internet issue. The 1-0. Swing, chops it over to short. That'll send the runner from second over to third. 2 down. Nacho Alvarez with the head first slide, but Nick Allen bat there. On a 1-0 pitch, you do not want to be dragging the pitch over to short. It will flip the order over. Bring Jerickson Profar. Profar popped out his first time up as they continue to screw with the lineup. First pitch on the way. Swing and a miss. It's 0-1. And I know someone said something about, well, I guess Acuna hits well in the third spot. He'd had 13 home runs or 11 previous home runs in the one spot. And he'd be hitting right now again. The 0-1. Swing and a miss. It's 0-2. Mark, I don't think that was a hit and run. I think that was Ozzie going for the steal, and Nacho just happened to knock it through. The 0-2. Swing! That ball's hammered down the right field line, but foul and out of play. It kind of worked like a hit and run, but it wasn't a hit and run. Because on a hit and run, you can just tell the difference. What happened on that pitch was he pitched it to the outside, and Nacho slapped it, and it just happened to work that way. I wish they would do more hit and runs. I'm not going to lie about that. The 0-2. Down and away, 1-2. So a 1-2 count. Sorry about the technical difficulties, y'all. Y'all can thank Comcast, whatever the hell it is, internet, non-internet working self. It seems to happen about at least once a day during the daytime here. The 1-2 count. Misses high, 2-2. We're looking at getting a workaround that we're supposed to have in place by next week. We're trying to get through this last ball game before we get it fixed. The 2-2. Caught looking strike 3. So once again, had Acuna been batting where he normally bats, it would be Acuna at the top of the order, not Profar. Bad job by the analytics team once again, but the Braves nonetheless have scored 3 runs. It's 3-0. We go to the bottom of the second.
Can someone explain to me how 2 + 2 and 2 × 2 = 4? Like they both, like what's the point in multiplication if it just means the same thing? Like,
what do you call when you can't drink milk?
Lactose intolerant.
Lactose and what?
Lactose intolerant. That's when you can't drink milk and stuff. That's how you say it.
Hey Braves country, I'm Mac McGee. Join us for Pitch by Pitch, Play by Play, the classic call of Braves country baseball. We're bringing you Atlanta Braves baseball all year long. Jump into our pregame show, Braves Country Today, just before first pitch. Stick around for the postgame show, Braves Country Tonight, where we will open up the phone lines and react to your calls or your comments all year long. That's Braves Country Radio, Pitch by Pitch, Play by Play, your home for the classic call of Braves Country Baseball.
I just want to be clear.
You're upset because we made friends with your cat?
You're unreasonable people. You're holding our cat. Go in your yard and say, go home. Don't come in our yard anymore.
She will not listen. She's a cat. She doesn't speak English. She's a cat, dude.
Really? Okay. All right. Well, we'll have the police department figure it out.
Absolutely.
Okay?
Great idea.
All right, you cat pervert.
I've done nothing to bring the cat. I've done nothing to bring the...
On September 6th, 1995, 5 months after the strike had ended, the Orioles faced the California Angels in Baltimore. Tickets for this game had been sold out for months. After 4.5 innings of play, the game was official. Cal Ripken had played in 2,131 consecutive games.
For the moment you've been waiting for.
Welcome back. Aaron Bummer goes back to work for his second inning of work. Yohel Pozo comes to the plate, one of my favorite names in all of baseball. First pitch on the way is a curveball at the knees. It's 0-1. If the Braves put Sean Murphy and is the 0-1 swing lifted down the left field line, that's going to get down for a base hit up against the wall. That's going to, wow. Bad defensive play by Profar. That'll easily make it a double. Pozo does not run well, and if he plays it clean off the wall, that's probably going to be a long single. But instead, what happened was the ball kicked off, and he just overran. That's just terrible defense. They should have an error on that play, but they're giving him a clean double. A little home cooking there from the scorecards. First pitch on the way to Newt Bar, lefty-lefty matchup is a ball in the dirt. It's 1-0. But if the Braves let Ozuna go and assume we're going to go with Murphy and Drake behind the plate /DH, if they think about grabbing a third catcher, man, make it Yohel Pozo. That's one of my favorite names. First pitch off the 1-1 is in the dirt. It's 2-1. The 2-1 count, not to mention the fact they bring Michael Harris back up to the 8 spot after he has one damn hit last night. Leave him down at 9. He's been doing awful. He's batting 206 and you raise him in the batting order. The 2-1 chopped on the ground over to first. It'll just stay fair. Olsen was trying to get it to go foul, but instead Pozo will go to third, and there's one out. The 1 on, 1 out. The Braves defense, they're going to play normal depth with the 3-run lead. The first pitch on the way is a curveball right there on the outer edge. It's 0-1. Trying to stay out of the big inning here in this bullpen game. Thomas Sagasi, who is in for the injured Arenado, is the 0-1 lifted high and deep down the right field line, but foul. It's 0-2. Arenado sprained his finger last night. I think they said it was his index finger on his throwing hand, his right hand. And I guess he's had a lot of these injuries recently, so the Cardinal fans are up in arms. Sagasi batting .241, lefty-righty, the 0-2. 91, just misses high, 1-2. Trying to get him to pop it up. One-two count. Swing, slaps it through the hole, and that'll be for a base hit. Hit it against the shift that the Braves had deployed on the light-hitting third baseman. Good piece of hitting. And it's a 3-1 ball game. You got a guy who's not a big thumper. Playing him on a shift is really absurd. He was behind on that swing, and that's how he got it through the hole. But it's almost like the analytics team just default to everybody as that pitch is slaughtered and we got like a tie game. A hanger, Gorman puts it into the seats, and it's 3-3. Bottom of the second, clear of the slate. 423 feet. He pounded it right down his throat. And just like that, they cough up the lead. Three-to-three your score. Curveball is bunted foul. It's 0-1. Victor Scott, Paper Company, lefty-lefty matchup. The 0-1. Curveball down and away. 1-1. We've already seen Scott attempt a base hit via the bunt 4 times in this series. He did it 3 times last night, got a board on one of them, the 1-1. Swing and a miss. It's 1-2. If you're Nacho Alvarez, you almost have to be standing even with the pitcher's mound because you're just assuming this guy's not swinging away until he gets to 2 strikes. The 1-2 count. Sweeper down and away, 2-2. Say this time they're going to try to get Bummer through the first inning with Donovan Dew up next. And then I would think they would go to a right-hander, the 2-2. Sweeper misses, wide and out of the zone, 3-2. 3-2 count. Bummer already at 30 pitches. Looks like they're going to go with the left-hander and Joey Wentz, the guy they just called up that they picked up off the trash heap. The 3-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Got him. 1 away. 2 away, excuse me. 2 down. Donovan got aboard via the infield single his first time up. First pitch, down and away. Sweeper well off the plate. It's 1-0. Lefty-lefty matchup. 1-0. Swing, laces it towards left. Running, making the catch is Profar, and that'll end the inning. Good defensive play there by Profar, but not for your Atlanta Braves. Cough up a 3-0 lead. It's 3-3. We go to 3. Traces, aces here in St. Louis.
I may not be famous, and I may not be a beauty queen. That's it. That's all.
This is the career of Denton Young. People who witnessed his fastball destroy fences said it looked like a cyclone hit it, and that's how he got the nickname Cy. Because he threw so hard, one of his battery mates named Charles Zimmer used to put a beefsteak inside of his glove to protect his catching hand. He was a workhorse. On the last day of his rookie season, he pitched both games of a doubleheader, and not surprisingly, won both of them. They say he is one of the reasons they changed the distance from the mound to home plate in 1893. Around 1895, he developed a pitch called a slow ball to help reduce the stress on his arm. If you're wondering what a slow ball is, look no further than the changeup. In 1902, he joined the Boston Americans of the American League. How did he fare? Pretty good, considering he won almost 42% of his team's games in his first season with the team. Threw the first perfect game in American League history against the Philadelphia Athletics. He still holds the record for the most consecutive innings without allowing a hit. 25 1/3 innings, or 76 hitless batters. In 1911, he retired at the age of 44. His 749 complete games and 511 wins will never be broken.
Armchair.
Hey, could somebody explain to me what's the use of having health insurance when all we do is pay a bunch of money every month in case something happens, but when something does happen, we have to pay a bunch more?
When you watched Pedro, it was almost poignant in a way that someone that small could throw that hard. Most great pitchers, you look at them and they all have one great strikeout pitch. If the count's 0-2 or if even counts 3-2, he always has one place to go to get you out. Well, Pedro Martinez had 3 places to get you out. It was the fastball, it was the changeup, and it was the curveball. They were all the best pitches of their kind in baseball at the time. And he could put them anywhere that he wanted.
Welcome back to Braves Country Baseball. First pitch on the way to Matt Olson is right down the pipe. Center cut for a strike. It's 0-1. Olson popped out his first time up, the 0-1. High and out of the zone, 1-1. So a 1-1 count. Braves 3, Cardinals 3. Pitch outside, 2-1. Braves and Cardinals, mirror images. 3 runs, 4 hits, no errors for both. The 2-1. Swing, pops it back foul. It'll bend out of play over the third base side, 2-2. If you're just joining us or were part of that nonsense, it was the internet crashing right before first pitch. Acuna homered to left center, 379 feet to get us going with 2 outs. The 2-2 inside, 3-2. Ozuna belted one in the second, 422 feet, and then Harris grounded out to second, but Ozzie Albies scored on the fielder's choice. The payoff pitch, swing! That ball's lifted high and deep, going back on the track, up against the wall, making the catch for a loud out number 1 is Nate Burleson. Man, I thought he might have got that one. Kind of a cloudy, overcast day here in St. Louis. Not quite as grim as you see on your screen. There's very little sun out. Overcast day in St. Louis. Not expecting a lot of rain. First pitch on the way to Ron Acuna Jr. is swatted back foul. It's 0-1. The Cardinals tied the game up in the bottom of the second with a single, RBI single by Sagasi, scoring Pozo after a double. And then Gorman hammered a 2-run home run, scoring Sagasi, and that's where we stand. The 1-1 to Acuna. Misses high. 2-1. The 2-1. Swing and a miss at the cutter up top. 2-2. The 2-2. Swing, dribbles it over to short. That'll be an easy 6-3 put out. 2 down. Two down. Top of the third, 3-3 your score. That'll bring Sean Murphy to the plate. He swung and popped up his first pitch. For an out. First pitch on the way there. He's seen 2 pitches. He'll have 2 outs. This will be a grounder to short, and with his speed, no chance of beating it out. Braves go down in order. 1, 2, 3. We'll be back in a flash. Bottom of 3 we go. Tied at 3 here in St. Louis.
I'm only calling your phone 32 times and that's it. Boy, I'm not about to chase you.
The 1906 Chicago Cubs, the 2001 Seattle Mariners, the 1998 New York Yankees are some of the greatest teams of all time. But what about the 1980 Denver Bears? That team won 92 games and finished 21.5 games ahead of the next closest team. They were an offensive juggernaut, averaging 6.36 runs per game. On top of that, they led the league in home runs, doubles, hits, and OPS. That's not all. They also were a menace on the base pass, finishing second in stolen bases with 143 and second in triples with 47. man, they could fly. You may be asking yourself, what about their pitching? Their 3.87 ERA and 740 strikeouts were second in the league, and their 14 shutouts were tops in the league. They were hard to beat at home. At one point, they won 21 straight games at home. One of the stars of their team was a 20-year-old Tim Raines, who finished with a .354 batting average to go along with his 11 triples and 77 stolen bases. His teammates Tim Wallach and Randy Bass would also contribute, hitting a combined 73 home runs and driving in a combined 267 runs. 24 of the 29 players on that team would wind up playing in the major leagues. That group combined for 13 All-Star appearances, 3 Gold Gloves, and 3 Silver Sluggers. This team has got to go down as one of the best teams in minor league history.
Booby trap spelled backwards is party boob.
10 Japanese pitchers had already come to the United States, but no Japanese position player had ever appeared in the majors. Then, in 2000, the Japanese-owned Seattle Mariners decided to sign him anyway, hoping Ichiro would attract a large following among Asian Americans living in the Pacific Northwest.
What's up, Braves country? Looking forward to a great Atlanta Braves season. See y'all at the ballpark. Love you.
Welcome back. Joey Wentz will come on with his shiny 6.88 ERA. We can find him, can't we? 27-year-old southpaw, originally drafted by the Braves. His first pitch on the way is a four-seam fastball, high and out of the zone. It's 1-0. The 1-0. Right there, top of the zone, four-seamer, 1-1. He was drafted as a part of what they called the CBA, the collective bargaining agreement draft pick compensation. So just past the first round, picked 40 number overall. The 1-1, swing, chops it foul, cutter. It's 1-2. Some Shawnee Mission East High School in Prairie Village, Kansas. Yes, that's Shawnee Mission East High School in Prairie Village, Kansas. The 1-2. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Cutter got him. 1 away. I know the Braves cast has it showing that he's got like a 2-2 count, but that's not the case. What has he been up to since he's been with the Braves, or been gone from the Braves? He was with the Detroit Tigers in 2022 and 2023. Was traded from the Tigers in 24 to Pittsburgh. 95-mile-an-hour fastball up high into the zone. For a ball, it's 1-0 to Contreras. And then this year, he went from Pittsburgh to Minnesota to being DFA'd. 1-0. Right there on the outer edge. 1-1. He has a career ERA of 5.75. With a 6.88 coming into today's game for the year. The 1-1 down and in, 2-1. 6'5", 220-pounder. But if you can throw the ball left-handed, you can find yourself a job in baseball for quite some time. The 2-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. Cutter down and in. 2-2. I don't think he's somebody that you can expect to go through the lineup more than a time, because you look at that cutter that they're swinging at right now, it's because they haven't faced him. You see him a second time, you're going to be spitting on that thing. The curveball's down and in. Full count. They're just hoping to get an inning, maybe 2 out of him, and turn it over towards the back end of the bullpen. You're looking at guys who are available today in all likelihood. Of course, they never announce who is, but you're just guessing. Is the 3-2, swing and a miss, strike 3. Got him. 2 up, 2 down, 2 strikeouts. You got to figure that De Los Santos is going to be held for tomorrow. He pitched 2 innings last night. I can't imagine they're going to use him again. Jesse Chavez should be back in the play, either for today or tomorrow. He went 3 innings on Tuesday, so he's had time to rest up. First pitch on the way to Burleson is a cutter, banged off the plate. 2-1. They're calling it a cutter. It's really more like a dead slider. Kind of dives down almost like a, I won't say a slurve, but slider-esque. But he calls it a cutter. That's why they're putting that on the screen. The 0-1. Swing lifted. High and deep. Is that going to hold? Harris goes back on the track. Makes the catch at the Bank of America sign on the wall. 75% of this world is covered by water. The rest by Michael the Hawk Harris. We'll be back in a flash.
I'm going to say no one's better than me. but I just, him playing in his 7th Super Bowl.
The most prolific and pure passing quarterback that this generation has ever seen.
Dan Marino, and it's always been Dan Marino.
But Marino, if you look at the stats, dude, his first season, 48 touchdowns in that era.
Back in,
dude,
what,
best
70s?
best quarterback
80s?
season in history. I don't care what anyone says,
That's
dude.
crazy.
Like, every single time that I've been putting up and breaking these records, just like Dan Marino had 170 touchdowns in 3 years. I'm like, what? I thought they ran the ball back then.
So it's hard to pick one, but I just think one of the guys I've seen play the best in that position that didn't get his due was Dan. I mean, you put Danny in here today with some of the size of these receivers and his ability to get the ball out of his hand and how accurate he was.
Not going to see quarterbacks like Dan Marino ever again.
Armchair.
Hey, does anybody else have to defrost when they first wake up before they start talking to people because they'd be mad as hell for no apparent reason for the first few minutes? Or is it just me?
In an era filled with home runs, Ichiro was a revelation, slapping the ball in every direction, beating out infield hits, flying around the bases.
Because this was in the midst of a bludgeon ball era in baseball, and here's this wiry little guy spraying base hits everywhere, beating out infield choppers, playing this sort of cerebral game. Was so different from the prevailing culture of the sport that I think it made it even more appealing.
Japanese newspapers and television stations dispatched hundreds of reporters to send back news of his every move to a nation eager for any information about their hero. Ichiro, his prime minister declared, makes me proud to be Japanese.
Braves Country Radio, your home for the classic call of Braves Country Baseball. Welcome back. Marcelo Ozuna, the batter. First pitch on the way. Sweeper right there at the knees. It's 0-1. Righty-righty matchup. The 0-1. Fouls it straight back. It's 0-2. Ozuna hit a 422-foot home run his last time up. At the time, making it a 2-0 game. The 0-2. Outside wide. 1-2. Try to get him to chase the sweeper well off the plate. Standing on deck is Ozzy. Nacho Alvarez will follow. The 5, 6, 7 batters. The 1-2. Swing! That ball's belted up the middle. Backhanded by Donovan. He's going to dribble it across the infield off his knees, but Ozuna will beat it out for his second hit of the day. That ain't nothing. Good hustle, Big Zoo. Ozzy Albies swings at the very first pitch he sees. He dribbles it to first, and it's going to be a double play. Ozuna was caught in no man's land. Terrible swing by Ozzy Albies once again. Chase, they're getting, I mean, everybody in Major League Baseball is getting him to swing at a sinker or something relative to that on the downside corner of the plate going away from him. and he tries to roll everything, tries to pull everything, and it's either an automatic pop out or ground out. And that's why Ozzie Albies should not be batting anywhere close to the 6th spot. First pitch swinging by Alvarez, and he'll bang it into the ground, and that'll be 3 up, 3 down. Wow, that was a bad inning. Ozzie sucks, Nacho sucks, we all suck. We'll be back in a flash.
God gives the hardest battles to his strongest soldiers. When did I sign up for the war? When did I enlist?
Facebook just killed me. Dear Santa, I am writing this on the day after Xmas, and I am very sad. I only received one of the 2 presents I asked for. Since you ate my cookies, I will assume that my missing gift was a mistake. I will give you 1 week to fix this, Jeremy. Dear Jeremy, I am sorry you are disappointed with your presents. You asked for 2 very expensive presents, and Santa can only do so much. You need to learn to be grateful for what you have, not upset about what you don't. If you continue to complain, I will have no choice but to add you to the naughty list next year, Santa. Dear Fatty, your threats don't scare me. I played your game and you did not deliver. This is not okay. I will give you 1 week and then you will pay. Jeremy. P.S. I don't know why you care that it's expensive when you have elf slaves to make things for you. I think you are naughty for having slaves. Period, Jeremy.
Ichiro finished his first season, leading the American League in at-bats, hits, batting average, and stolen bases, won a Gold Glove Award, and was voted Rookie of the Year and MVP. It would be his first of 9 consecutive 200-hit seasons, breaking a record set by Wee Willie Keeler a century earlier in 1901. Other big league clubs were now eager to sign the next Ichiro.
That's a great thing about globalization, that people can take this thing that you played with and invented, and maybe to some degree spoiled with whatever's going on here, and it can go to an entirely different place and be recreated and regrown as if it's a hybrid flower of some kind, and then come back and show you the game maybe in a different way, and maybe in a way it used to be that you hadn't thought of it in a long time.
Yohel Pozo coming to the plate. Doubled to left, asterisk. Really a long single that Profar played poorly off the wall. It should have been an E7 and a single, but the hometown cooking gave him a double. First pitch on the way to Pozo from Wentz. There's a strike up top. It's 0-1. The 0-1. I'm sure Wentz got in the dugout, got himself a drink, a Powerade, sat down, goes, what the hell? Someone had to look at him and go, yeah, man, that's how we do it around here. We have really quick offensive innings. The 0-1's right there. It's 0-2. So an 0-2 count. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Chase one well off the plate. Ball hit the ground, so Murph will flip it to Olsen. Pozo running down the line, 1 down. Joey Wentz, so far so good. An inning and a third and 3 strikeouts. But once again, I wouldn't be fooled by this because I really believe 90% of this is the fact the Cardinals haven't seen this guy this year. First pitch on the way is a swing and a miss cutter. It's 0-1. But he wouldn't be a terrible person to keep around as a long man. But he's definitely not an answer in the back of the pen. The 0-1. Down and away, 1-1. 1-1 count. Nootbaar grounded out his first time up. The 1-1. Cutter. Cutter slider off the plate. 2-1. The 2-1. Comes set. Caught looking right there for a strike. Curve. Belt high. Evens up the count 2-2. It's about the only cutter he's thrown in the strike zone today. The 2-2. The rest they've been chasing off the plate. The 2-2. Swing and a miss, strike three. That might be the best one he's thrown so far. That cutter dipped right there at the knees. It really does have that slider action. I mean, when you're calling a slider something that's coming in at about 86 miles an hour, 85, 86 miles an hour, you're playing loose and free with the term cutter. But 2 up, 2 down nonetheless. And that'll bring Sagasi to the plate. Sagasi lefty-righty matchup. First pitch on the way. Way high out of the zone. 96-mile-an-hour fastball, about eyeball level. Duck if you're in the front row. It's 1-0. You could see them pitching Wentz until his arm falls off, as long as he's getting effective outs, and then go to the pen, because they could probably just DFA him after today. The cutter right there on the edge. It's 1-1. Guys that will be available today, you would think. They may not want to use all these guys, but they should be available. Would be Daysbel, Lee, as the curveball misses outside. 2-1. Austin Cox only went 1 inning. Montero only went 1 inning last night. Now you got to save some of these guys for tomorrow, because it's essentially going to be another bullpen game. The 2-1. Swing and a miss. 94 up around his eyeballs, but he took a hack at it. 2-2. Jesse Chavez, once again, I figure he is going to be, if they can stay off of him today, he may be their opener tomorrow. The 2-2 count. Or the very first man out of the pen tomorrow. Swing, lifted, pops it up down the right field line, but that'll be foul and out of play. Not a whole lot of action going on in Major League Baseball, but the Cubs do lead the Yankees in the Bronx. Score is the 2-2 misses, 3-2. Score in the Bronx there versus the Yankees. It's 5-0 Cubs. Top of the 8th. Tigers lead the Mariners 1-0. They're going to the second inning in Detroit. 3-2 lifted. High into left field. Going back. Running back on the track. Making the leap and catch at the wall is Jerickson Profar. Profar, pro good. We'll be back in a flash. 5th inning we go. Tied at 3 with St. Louis.
Ruby, what do you want? Hamburger? French fries? Fart. Ruby!
Dear Jeremy, you are being a very bad little boy because you cannot be happy with what you have. I have talked to your parents and told them to take away your Wii U. Wow. Now you have nothing. Once you learn to be grateful, perhaps you can have it back. I am very disappointed in you, Jeremy. You will need to be an extra good boy this year if you want to make it back on the nice list. Dear Santa, I do not like that stunt you pulled on my pants. You are on my naughty list. Now be afraid. Enjoy your cookies next year. Jeremy was not playing.
I have still 2 gloves that I've carded across all the years, and I have them for a purpose. One selfish, one familial. The selfish reason is I love them. I love them because they remind me of what I was when I was a kid, and they allow me to still be a kid when I hold the gloves. I can still see my parents, I can still see the apartment we lived in, all of those things. The familial reason is that my kids, like a lot of kids today, have an excess of things, material things. But my boys who played baseball, when they were 12, 13, or 14, they would occasionally come to me and say, Dad, I can't find my stuff. I can't find my catcher's equipment. You know where my bats went? And I'd go get one of the gloves and I'd say, hold it up, and I'd say, I've had this since 1954. I know where this is. Go find your stuff and don't lose it.
First pitch on the way to Michael Harris is swung on, roasted through the infield. That's going to be a worm burner in the 4-3 hole, and the Atlanta Braves have the leadoff batter on once again. 3-3 your score, and Money Mike gets us going with the base hit.
They know about that.
God bless you, Mike. Keep your game tight.
Never know. You know what I'm saying? I got a little razzle dazzle.
First pitch on the way to Nick Allen. Is a ball off the plate. 1-0. Righty-righty matchup, the 1-0. They're going to toss it over to first to keep Harris close by. Eric Fetty at 50 pitches, so he's got an incredibly low pitch count to start the fifth inning, but he has given up 3 runs. The 1-0. Allen shoots a bunt towards the first base dugout. Caught a fastball right there, and he couldn't catch it. Slaps it foul. 1-1 count. Good bunt. Fetty's on it. He'll flip it to first. It'll be a 4-3 put out. Or excuse me, 1-3 put out. 1 down on the play. Harris moves up to second. Someone was talking about bunting, hit and run earlier. I think it was Mark. It might have been. I could be wrong on that. But whoever it was, you know, Nick Allen would be the perfect guy to have a hit and run for. Because he can control the bat well, he just doesn't have a lot of pop. Jurickson Profar comes to the plate as the lineup flips over. Sweeper's right there on the edge. It's 0-1. Righty-lefty matchup, the 0-1. Pops it up, high and deep, but not deep enough. Very quick out number 2. Scott will fire it back into the infield, and there's 2 away. Harris at second. Profar doesn't seem to have the patience to be sitting at the top of the order. That's just my take on it. They were all patting each other on the back on X for Acuna batting third and hitting that home run, but once again, he was hitting home runs in the 1 spot. That doesn't do a whole hell of a lot. You don't have guys on in front of him, you didn't really do anything. Matt Olson, the batter, first pitch on the way. He'll take a cutter off the outer edge. It's 0-1. If I'm taking Acuna out of the top of the order, I want someone who's going to eat pitches, who's going to stand up there, and I can't really name anybody in the lineup that's better at it than Acuna. He does work counts. The 0-1. Up top, misses. Down low, misses. 2-1. Excuse me. You don't really have anybody in the lineup that really fits that bill. You know, in a perfect world, Ozzie would do it, but he swings so early. He's the 1-1 is a cutter on the outer edge, 1-2. Harris, definitely not a candidate. Allen is just too soft of a hitter to put up there. Ozuna, he watches a lot of pitches, but he also watches a lot of pitches go by nowadays. I don't know if I want that turtle at the top of the order. 1-2 misses high, 2-2. I've said it a handful of times. Profar's best spot would be the number 2 spot. You have Acuna lead off, then Profar, then Olson. The 2-2. Swing, slices it down the line. Because the guy that you want at the plate in an RBI position is the man standing at the plate right now, Matt Olson. He normally works the count really well. He doesn't have great speed, so you don't want him at the top of the order. And if you put him on in the 3 spot, there's a good chance either Profar or Acuna would be on when he came to bat. The 2-2, outside wide, 3-2. So a full count. And not to mention the fact you do clog up the base paths when you put Olsen in front of Acuna. He's not stealing as much, but I'm talking about just a play the ball gets down into the gap. The payoff pitch, swing, slices it foul, change it. May have been a touch off the plate, but definitely too close to take. We'll go ahead and pull this screen back in case there's a play at the plate. Braves 3, Cardinals 3, top of the fifth. Full count, runner at second in the name of Harris. 2 outs, the payoff pitch. Swing, chops it foul down the first base line. We'll do it again. Full count. Brings it. Swing. Another one fouled off. We haven't done this in a while, but we're bringing it back in a different fashion. The birthdays, Major League Baseball birthdays. What we're going to do on a regular basis is talk about the guys who were born on this date that have the highest WAR. If it's a Brave, we'll go into a deeper dive, but if not, it's the payoff pitch. Swung on, fouls it away. We'll do it again. So we're not going to name off every single birthday, but we'll go into the guys that made big contributions in the game. And today is Howie Kendrick. Born on this date in 1983. The 3-2. Inside ball 4. So a long at bat, 11 pitches, but the Ice House works himself a walk, and here comes Acuna. Howie Kendrick, now 42 years old, played for the, as they're going to be a quick mound visit, he played for the Anaheim Angels, the Dodgers, the Phillies, the Nationals. He was a World Series champion in 2019, a part of those Washington Nationals. And he was the NLCS MVP. He really carried the load when they beat the Dodgers. Or excuse me, the Cardinals. He had a dramatic home run against the Dodgers in the series before. That was another one of those stunts to buy time. Marmol's now going out to the mound. And I hope they're doing that right. That should count as 2 mound visits. That's not just one. That's not just a long one. We'll be back in a flash. I don't know if they're on top of that. But he did that 3 times last night.
I've seen a lot of people talking about this, but I'd like to chime in. Black Friday's become an insult. Okay, the younger generation is never going to understand. They're going to be like, I heard in 2010 that somebody punched an elderly woman in the face for a TV. Yeah, because it was 80% off. It wasn't like 5% off with 0 interest. That's a Labor Day sale. That's a Memorial Day weekend sale. That's not Black Friday. Black Friday should make me walk into the store and go, holy f***, I'll wrestle somebody for this
Duval. He's workshopping his Duval right now. Yes. Hopefully he'll have it ready for the road at some point soon. Duval.
Give me a phrase that somebody born after the year 2000 wouldn't understand.
I sure hope nobody calls and somebody answers the phone and it kicks me offline.
Yeah, so I was driving up and I realized I forgot my CDs at home. I had no music in the car. None.
Get off the internet. I need to call your grandmother.
Yes, ma'am.
I just lost the game.
The Cowboys are headed to the Super Bowl. Thank you.
And then, they told me, and it was pretty emotional at the house.
I think we all thought it was probably going to happen, but until that phone rang, until he got the call, we didn't know for sure. And then it was just like a whirlwind.
Police escort to the downtown airport, get on a private plane, fly to New York. How cool was that?
It was amazing. It was really a great, fun summer. Great memories.
1999 Hall of Fame inductee, George Brett. To have one of the biggest honors bestowed upon you, it's a pretty special weekend. It's a weekend I'll never forget. The great George Brett.
It kind of reminds you of the 7th game of the World Series, We're not sweating yet.
You have all this anxiety and nervousness in your system, tension, that you just can't wait to get it over with.
Thank you for listening, liking, and subscribing to Braves Country Radio. Welcome back to Braves Country Baseball. We've got runners on first and second, 2 outs. First pitch on the way to Ron Acuna Jr. is chopped off the plate. Slider, it's 0-1. Right-hander, the new right-hander for the St. Louis Cardinals, Gordon Grishefo, 6'4", 220-pounder, just 25 years old. The 0-1, inside 95, misses, 1-1. 1-1 count. Acuna 1 for 2 on the day. He hit a solo shot his first time up. Dribbled out to short his last time. The 1-1, 96 misses high, 2-1. If Acuna can keep the line going, Murph stands on deck and Ozuna in the hole, but there are 2 outs. The 2-1 count. Swing and a miss slider, 2-2. The 2-2. Chase one off the dirt, in the dirt, off the dirt. Acuna's out on strikes once again. We'll be back in a flash. Bottom of the 5th we go. We're tied at 3 in St. Louis.
Call a business owned by a broad and ask to speak to the man in charge. Be a man.
There was 1,000 Brits and 1,000 Americans. Who do you think would win in a fight?
I can't believe I'm about to say this as a Brit, but I've got to be honest. The question there was who would win in a fight between America and the UK. Yeah, the UK doesn't stand a chance. I'm a Brit in America. I have been around Americans. I've spent many months in America, right? What are we going to do with our little butter knives? Nothing. The Americans would simply look at the Brits and say, let's go. Yeah, the Brits would turn up with their marmalade sandwiches, Paddington Bear, and their butter knives. What are the Brits going to do? This fight has already happened between the Brits and America. Yeah. And they won with farmers and pitchforks. What makes you think us Brits, yeah, tally-ho, are going to turn up and win? I'm sorry, it hurts me to say it as a Brit, but I've been around Americans. I understand how Americans are, yeah? It ain't happening. It's game over for the Brits, mate. It's done. See you later, King Charles. See you later, pal.
It crashed into the top of the tower.
I woke up the morning of September 11th. I had an appearance in Manhattan, waiting for a car service to pick me up. My phone rings. It's the car service saying, "You still going?" I said, "Yeah, why?" I hadn't turned the TV on. He said, "Well, a plane flew into the World Trade Center." Well, I turned on the TV, and then the second plane hit the World Trade Center.
The tragedy was too great to comprehend. The country was in shock. No one knew what was going to happen next. Planes were grounded. Schools and businesses were closed. The financial markets shut down. Major League Baseball canceled all games indefinitely.
Welcome back. Having to zip out of the screen again as there's issues. It's just spinning right now. Joey Wentz goes back to work. First pitch is a cutter. Right there at the knees to Gorman. Lefty-lefty matchup. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Kicks and fires. Cutter down and away. 1-1. I do not understand what Major League Baseball is doing. They used to, when they first started that futures game a long time ago, we should have it back. The 1-1, 94 off the edge, 2-1. It was always played at the tail end of the last day before the All-Star break. So around 5, 6 o'clock at night, maybe 4 o'clock at the very earliest. It's the 2-1. Swing and a miss. 2-2. They're now playing it in the middle of a Saturday afternoon when major league teams are still playing. I don't get that theory. Nobody's turning off their team to go watch an exhibition of minor leaguers. That's something you want to watch when there's nothing else on. The 2-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Tell you what, Joey Wentz is doing all right for himself. 1 down. He's definitely leaning on that cutter. I was looking at his pitch usage, and I don't know if this is something he's trying or if it's something the Braves told him to do. But he is using that cutter much harder now than he had been in previous outings. First pitch on the way is a 4-seam fastball to Victor Scott. Right there on the outer edge. It's called for a strike. It's 0-1. Victor Scott Paper Company struck out his first time up. The 0-1. 95 up top. Hits him hard. 0-2. It's an 0-2 count. So you never know how that plays out if he's trying something. But in previous times, his 4-seamer is what you saw the most, the 0-2. Cutter caught looking, strike 3. There it goes again. That cutter prior to today's game was being used about 30% of the time. And in previous years, at about 28% of the time. But tonight, it has been his dominant pitch. And you just wonder if the Braves brought him in and said, that's the pitch we want you to try to use. We want that to be your primary pitch and make the fastball your secondary. First pitch is a 4-seam fastball up top to Donovan. It's 0-1. Could just be a coincidence, but it is strange that all of a sudden he puts on a Braves uniform and they have him leaning on a totally different pitch. The 0-1. Outside wide, 1-1. Donovan 1 for 2 on the day, batting .296. Man, before they became contenders or we became pretenders, he was someone I was hoping the Braves might be able to grab in a trade. 1-1, down and in, 2-1. He gets on base. He can play all over the infield. So you could put him at short. But for that matter, you could bench Ozzie Albies for a game or two if you wanted to. The 2-1, outside wide, 3-1. Our birthday guy today, Howie Kendrick. He was born in Jacksonville, Florida, played for the Angels from 2006 to 2014. 3-1, right there for a strike, 3-2. He was an All-Star in 2011, World Series champion in 2019, the NLCS MVP in 2019 as well. Had a lifetime batting average of .294 with 127 home runs and a 35 WAR. The 3-2, outside wide, ball 4. So Donovan will head down to first with 2 outs. And now Howie Kendrick was hired by the Phillies to be a special assistant to the GM back in 2021. First pitch on the way is a cutter right there at the knees to Mason Wynn. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Down and in, 1-1. Other guys of note with birthdays today, you got Bailey Ober of the Twins. He turns 30 today. The 1-1. Just misses outside curveball. 2-1. So a 2-1 count. Wentz has gone through the order once. This might be pushing it, seeing it in the second time through the 2-1. 94 inside. 3-1. Runner at first, 2 outs. Remember that theory that Snicker had when he was interviewed the last bullpen game? He tries to get 2 as the 3-1 pitch. Caught looking right there at the kneecaps. 3-2. He tries to get 2 pitchers to get him through 5 innings. And I just think you're setting yourself up for disaster if you're trying to hard line that. You got to be open to moving the guys around. The payoff pitch. Swing. Chops it foul. Thank you for the contribution, shooter. Yeah, we were looking forward to meeting you, shooter, but hopefully next time around. The payoff pitch, runner goes. Swing, just got a piece of it. We'll be at the Creekwood Tavern tomorrow. I don't think anybody's put it up in the chat today, but that's where we'll be at tomorrow at 2 p.m. for the Cardinals-Braves games. Drink a couple beers, tell a couple lies, and have a good time with everybody. The payoff pitch. Sliced down the line. Just got a piece of it foul. Full count. Comes set. Brings it. Chops it down the third base line. Backhanded by Nacho. Nacho fires it across the infield. Good throw, and that'll end the inning. So he got us through it. We'll head to the 6th inning. Tied at 3. I'll tell you what, Wentz, he did more than he was asked of. We'll be back in a flash.
Oh, God. Just keep your mouth shut. You just making it worse.
I'm just feeling really down these days, and I don't know why. Have you exercised today? No. Did you go outside? No. Did you talk to anyone? No. Did you eat well? No. Did you limit your scrolling time? No. Did you make any plans? No. Did you drink enough water? No. Did you get enough sleep? No. Wait, yes. Yes to that one. Yeah, no, it's, what a mystery.
Over the next few days, the nation slowly began to regroup. Thousands made their way to New York to help search the rubble for survivors. Only a handful were found. They're still trying to find people, Derek Jeter, a resident of Manhattan, said. I really don't think it's the right time to play baseball. On Friday, September 14th, Commissioner Bud Selig announced that baseball would begin again the following Monday.
Following Monday, when they opened Wall Street, the streets were ringed with men with machine guns. There was still smoke pouring out of the pyre of the World Trade Center. A cop recognizes me. He says, "How are you?" I said, I'm all right. I'm all right. "How are you?" He says, "I'm worried." I said, "Yeah, I'm worried too." He said, "I'm worried about the Mets." And I sort of snapped out of it. I said, "You're worried about the Mets?" He said, "Yeah, well, I mean, the season resumes tonight. I'm really worried. You're in Pittsburgh. I mean, do you think they've got enough to get back in the pennant race? I mean, they were doing so well, and can they catch the Braves?" I said, "How on earth could that possibly matter? We're standing, I mean, the smoke coming up from behind us." And what? He says, "Well," he says, "it doesn't matter. Of course it doesn't matter. I got 300 friends dead. It doesn't matter." He says, "But tonight, 7 o'clock, and all day the rest of today, I can look forward to 7 o'clock where I can put my feet up and pretend it does matter."
Please like and subscribe today. YouTube.com/@BravesCountry. Welcome back to Braves Country Baseball. Atlanta Braves go back to the plate and try to get some run support here. First pitch on the way to Sean Murphy is high and out of the zone. Called that a strike? All right, it's 0-1. The 0-1, swing and a miss. Curveball, 0-2. Really like to see us get the lead in this inning because I think Wentz deserves the win if we can get this win. He's pitched a great 3 innings in a bullpen game that he just came up off the trash heap. The 0-2. Caught looking strike 3. You got to swing the bat, son. 97 miles an hour. He was waiting for an invitation. One away. Caught looking backwards, K, whatever you want to call it. Window shopping. Sean Murphy takes a seat. Marcell Ozuna, the batter. He hit a home run his first time up. First pitch on the way. Below the knees, called for a strike. Bad call by home plate umpire John Payne, who's normally really bad behind the plate, but we haven't mentioned it much today, so he must be doing much better. The 0-1. 97, as soon as I say it. We'll take the ball, but that was a strike. It's 1-1. 1-1 count. A solo shot, a single for Ozuna, 2 for 2. The pitch. Swing, chops it foul. St. Louis Cardinals are wearing their alternate jerseys today. It's kind of a off-white, almost a yellow tint to it, top to bottom with red stripes. The 1-2, swing and a miss. Got him. 2 down. 2 birds on the bat with St. Louis across the chest. And their classic red ball cap with the STL interlocked in white. I don't think we had a chance to do this at the beginning of the game. The Braves are wearing their home grays. I think I was just in the middle of discussing it when we lost internet. First pitch on the way is a curveball in the dirt. It's 1-0. Ozzie Albies 1 for 2. Single and a run scored. 7 home runs, a .221 average, 29 RBI. The 1-0. 98 at the knees. 1-1. 1-1 count. Standing on deck is Nacho. The pitch. Swing lifted. High into right field, but that'll have warning track power. Dies in the glove of Burleson, and that's out number 3. Braves go down quickly and quietly. 1-2-3. We go to the bottom of the 6th, tied at 3.
Hey, I know y'all do stuff different in Africa, but this ain't gonna fly in my American church. A South African pastor who claims to heal people by farting in their face claims he farts the Holy Spirit. Ain't no way. First of all, if you fart the Holy Spirit, I fart cash register sounds. Can't believe y'all letting that man sit down on y'all face. Y'all ain't scared of mist? Yeah, it goes through cotton. You can't even really see it. It's like a spooky dookie. Our people don't think. Not every day is gonna be a fart. But I can't see how y'all let them sit on y'all face after 2 or 3 sermons. You know you sweat on the pulpit. Now you smell like Holy Ghost nuts.
Hey Braves Country, this is Mac McGee with Braves Country Radio. We are bringing you pitch by pitch, play by play of your Atlanta Braves all year long. Please like and subscribe today. It's free and it helps us bring you more of the game we all love. Braves Country Radio, your home for the classic call of Braves Country Baseball.
You're out of luck because that's like all I got, dude. I'm like 95% cringe, and then it stops because I didn't have enough to get 100%. So it's just cringe, and that's on. Embrace the cringe!
The New York Yankees' first game was in Chicago.
The remarkable part was we go out there and in the stands you see We Love New York, and we're in Chicago, and you know that, you know, in Boston they were playing New York, New York. That type of stuff just gave you goosebumps when you realized that it was just a country coming together. And our baseball was there to distract the people from, you know, thinking about the horrors that just went on.
Welcome back. Thank you for the contribution, sure will do. Rafael Montero will come on to the mound. First pitch on the way is a 95-mile-an-hour four-seamer well off the plate. It's 1-0. Montero is sent to face the middle of the order here. It's Contreras, Burleson, and Pozo, so 3, 4, 5 in the order. The 1-0 in the dirt, 2-0. A 2-0 count. That deserves a second one. The 2-0. Right there for a strike, 2-1. Montero pitched an inning yesterday, so just trying to guess this out, they may ask him to go 2 today, and then he'll just be done for the weekend. The 2-1 in the dirt, 3-1. Depending on how many pitches it takes for him to get through inning number 1. But in a perfect world, he could get to the bottom of the order and set it up in the, I guess that would be the 8th inning for one of the back end guys. 3-1 count. Brings it. Swing and a miss. Splitter. 3-2. That's his money pitch. When he's pitching well, that's the pitch that Montero brings. And he could bring us a decent dividend in a trade. It's not going to be anything overwhelming as the payoff. Check swing. But I'm hoping he continues to pitch well till the end of July, because if they do end up selling, he would be one of the guys they would sell. You got to figure Iglesias, Ozuna, Montero to pay off. Swing, fouls it away. It'll be all the guys that are free agents at the end of the year. Full count. Kicks and fires. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Chase the splitter off the edge. Ball gets away. Murphy flips it up to first. Olsen had to hustle up there. Kind of an off-kilted throw. I don't know why Murphy he was forcing that quickly down the line with it's Contreras running. I mean, in Braves terms, that's like Murphy running. I don't know what he was thinking, but thankfully Olsen was able to jump up there and grab it. First pitch on the way to Burleson is popped up high in the sky, giving chase. Nacho Alvarez fighting the sun and all, and he makes the catch running down the line. 2 down. Good play by Nacho.
Whoa, you check it out. What? Look, that guy.
Get me some nachos.
It is a sign. A sign. It needs nachos to help me score.
Righty-righty matchup. Yohel Pozo takes the four-seam fastball off the plate. It's 1-0. The 1-0. Kicks and fires. Swing! That ball's belted. It's gone. That was the splitter that didn't split, and that's the pitch that gets him in trouble. When his splitter does not dive down, they get a hold of it and it flies. We'll back that up so you can see how far it flew. He mashed it. And the Cardinals have taken a 1-run lead. Go-ahead home run for Pozo. 108 miles an hour off the bat. Launched into the left field seats. 406 miserable feet into the bullpen. And the Braves trail by 1. I like how Rafael Iglesias tried to hit it with a stick out there in the bullpen. First pitch on the way to Newbar was chopped down the line, foul. It's 0-1. He had some kind of a long stick in his hand. I couldn't make out what that was, but he was trying to hit it. Maybe knock it back. Maybe thinking it wouldn't count if he could knock it back into the field of play. The 0-1's popped up, back out of play. It's 0-2. An 0-2 count. Braves trail, but just 4-3. Still a long way to go in this one. righty-righty matchup. Time called behind home plate. The 0-2. Swing, hits it back up the middle, backhanded by Ozzie. 4-3 putout, and that'll end the inning. But not before the Cardinals put one on the board. We'll be back in a flash. The Atlanta Braves trail by 1. We head to the top of the 7th, ready to tie this up.
White sage is sacred. Don't smudge with it if you're not native.
What the white sage?
It's sacred medicine. If you're using it and you're not native, babe, I wonder why your life sucks.
Oh, are we gatekeeping medicines now? It would seem that way, yeah. Okay, all right. Well, we got insulin. All right, that's fair. I'm pretty sure penicillin's us too. Morphine? Can't forget epinephrine now. I mean, we could go on forever, but what do they want in return? Yeah, they just don't want us to burn a shrub. They don't want who to burn a shrub?
No white men, no white sage.
There it is. Nope, just us. Now hold on, which white guys were actually doing that? There's a lot of guys named Xander and Luke. Fair. What does that even medicate against? Delusions, I think? Nice.
What do you think has become so expensive that it's just not worth it anymore?
Concerts. My friend took his wife and daughter to Taylor Swift at $900 a ticket, and they were awful seats. So $2,700 for Taylor Swift tickets. Never mind gas, parking, swag. It's probably close to a $4,000 day. At some point, parents have to say no to their kids. Builds character. I saw Led Zeppelin in 1977 for $15 in train fare.
In spring training of 1988. He came up to me and he says, "Hey, I don't want you to be disappointed in me." And I go, "What? Never. What are you talking about?" He goes, "But I'm seeing a sports psychologist." And I went, "Why?"
I mean, how much of this game is mental? Back then I'm thinking, well, what am I doing mentally to improve myself? If the mental side of this game is over 60%, I mean, shouldn't I spend 60% of my time practicing the mental part of the game? The biggest thing that I probably learned was just worry about the things that you can control. At the time, I wasn't doing that. I was worrying about what the coaches thought, what the fans thought, what my friends thought. So I just kind of reshaped my focus on what are the things I can control.
Welcome back. First pitch on the way at the knees to Nacho Alvarez is right there for a strike. Bender, it's 0-1. Gordon Reshefo has come in and shut the Braves down so far. The 0-1 pops it up high into center field. Easy catch by the second baseman. Donovan going out there in the shallow center, 1 down. 2 pitches, 1 out. He has cruised through the Braves here. He has gotten, 5 outs now. He's only used 17 pitches. Is Marmol coming and getting him? Wow. I'll take it. We were not hitting that guy. He was absolutely dominating the Braves. He goes an inning and 2/3, no hits, no runs, 3 strikeouts, and after 17 pitches, they pull him. Absolutely, 1,000%. Thank you, Carlos Marmol. We'll be back in a flash here on Braves Country. On this date in 1897, Louisville's Tom McCrary hits 3 inside the park home runs, providing the difference in the Louisville Colonels' 10-7 victory over the Philadelphia Phillies at the Baker Bowl. The Philly right-hander, Jack Taylor, gives up all of the 3 outfielders' homers that never clear a fence. On this date in 1901, at Boston's Huntington Avenue baseball grounds, Cy Young of the Americans 7 hits the A's 5-3 to win his 300th victory of his career. The 34-year-old will win an additional 211 games and establishing an amazing major league record of 511 wins. And on this date in 1910, the legendary verse detailing the Cubs' double play combination of Tinkers to Evers to Chance, entitled That Double Play Again, is published for the first time. When the New York Evening Mail republishes the same poem 6 days later, the newspaper will use the title by which the poem is best known for now, Baseball's Saddest Lexicon. And that's your Braves Country Radio on this date in baseball history. Find us on YouTube and Facebook today. Welcome back. First pitch on the way to Michael Harris. Lefty-lefty matchup. Jojo Romero back on the bump. You saw him last night. A little surprised they're not pinch hitting for Harris. The 0-1 pops it up. They'll live to regret that tail. Can of corn. Who wants it? Third baseman. So guess he has it. 2 down. What in God's name makes him think that Michael Harris can be able to get a base hit off of Romero? You have Fairchild and Eli White sitting there collecting dust on the bench, and you let him face him. But at least we got Grishefo out of the game. He was annihilating the Braves pitching, hitting, excuse me. First pitch on the way, swing and a miss, slider down and in, it's 0-1. Nick Allen on deck, of course, not as looming as it was when Acuna was batting leadoff. Profar stands behind him. The 0-1 in the dirt, went around 0-2. So an 0-2 count really defeats the purpose of a lot of things in your order when Acuna's not batting until third. Because there's no pitcher out there worried about Profar coming to the plate. He's a good hitter, but he's not Acuna. The 0-2. Swing at that one. Good Lord. I'm not sure which was worse, the 3 whiffs by Allen or the pop-up by Harris. We'll call it a draw. They both suck. We'll be back in a flash.
Smoking meth and posting Bible quotes on Facebook does not make you a Methodist.
All right. I can't see you. Let me hear you. All 1, 2, 3. We out to the ball game. We out to the night. Find me some peanuts, Cracker Jack. I don't care if I have to get back over root for the
Welcome back. Dylan Lee is your pitcher. He'll set to face the 7-8-9 batter. Sagasi takes the slider in the dirt. It's 1-0. The 1-0. Kicks and fires. 93 at the knees. 1-1. probably don't want to cripple the bullpen tomorrow, so they're probably only going to expect Lee for one today so that they can have him back out there tomorrow. Is the 1-1, 93 high, 1-2. So they're trying to keep it right where it's at going into the 8th. And then they got a couple of different ways they could go for the bottom of the 8th, saving Iglesias for if we go to a 9th inning on the offensive side for St. Louis. If not, they would save him for Sunday. The 1-2, swing, chops it foul. Chase one in the dirt. We'll do it again. Braves trail by only one. It's 4-3. The 1-2, up top, misses. 2-2. Now the one thing that is looming in the back of that bullpen is they have a very good closer in Ryan Helsley. The 2-2 bangs it down the line. Do it again. His ERA is a little higher than it has been in previous years, but he's always shut the Braves down. Just looking at his usage, they have not used him in handful of games as the 2-2 misses high, 3-2. I don't see any indication that he pitches more than one inning this year, so we probably wouldn't see him to the 9th. So the 8th inning would be the inning the Braves really need to try to tie the game or get the lead. 3-2, caught, looking strike 3. Hammered right there on the inner track. One down. He locked him up. And that'll bring up the number 8 hitter, the left-handed bat of Gorman. He'll take 93 off the edge for a strike. It's 0-1. The 0-1, lefty-lefty, shows bunt. Bangs it down the third base line. Barehanded play by Nacho. He'll throw it down to first, and he'll beat it out by just a step. Gorman does not have good speed, but Nacho had a long way to go. Pretty good defensive play by Nacho. Had to barehand it and then fire it across the diamond. But just off the track, and the ball going a little wide of the bag probably cost the out. It was a one-hopper into the mitt of Olsen. If he had enough juice on it to get it there on the straight fly, it's probably an out. But once again, he had a long way to go. The 1-0. Lefty-lefty, swung on, foul straight back. 1-1. 1-1 count. Braves trail by one, bottom of the 7th here at 4 o'clock Eastern, as the 1-1's chopped in front of the mound. Lee's got it, fires it to first, and it's a 1-3 put out. The run does go up to second base. Lead runner goes up to second base, so he's in scoring position, but there are 2 out. Tell you what, the Cardinals use a lot of that small ball. I wish the Braves did the same. Donovan, the batter, first pitch on the way is a slider in the dirt. It's 1-0. 1-0. Lefty-lefty matchup. Donovan 1 for 2 on the day. Mason Wynn stands on deck. The 1-0. High and inside slider, 2-0. So a 2-0 count. Donovan with a bunt single, a line out, a walk. 1 for 2 on the day, batting now .296 on the season. The 2-0 pitch, nowhere near the zone, inside 3-0. On deck is Wynn. Contreras in the hole. 2 outs and a runner at first. Lee's got to buckle down here and keep the score right where it's at. 4-3 St. Louis, bottom of 7. The pitch, right there, slider, outer edge. Try to refresh this. It looks like it's quite a bit behind on y'all's zone. 3-1 count. The pitch, swing, chops it foul. Do it again. Looks like that just about caught it up. There is no rhyme or reason. It has to do with what they're doing in the stadium. It has nothing to do on our end. Because there are games where it goes flawlessly throughout the entire game. The payoff pitch, swing, ropes it into right center. That's through for a base hit, and that will score the run. So the Cardinals take a 5-3 lead. Lee hung one out over there. Get behind in that count again is hurting him. He's done that a few times his last few outings. Now the Cardinals lead by 2 here in the bottom of the 7th. Smurf going out there to talk to Lee. This may be a stall tactic to get someone ready in the bullpen. Pop darts, there's no way you're bad luck, man. We've been watching this same thing happen all year long. Murph goes back behind the plate. Cardinals lead at 5-3, and Mason wins your batter. Runner at first, 2 outs. First pitch on the way. Up top for a strike. It's 0-1. The 0-1. The Braves will have the top of the order due up in the 8th inning. The 0-1 swung on. Got a piece of it. Knocked it foul into the leg of Murphy. 0-2. It'll be Profar, Olsen, and then Acuna. If anybody were to get on, Murph would go to the plate 4th in that inning, Azuna 5th. The 0-2 count. Lefty righty, the pitch in the dirt, gets away. And the runner will move up to second. So that framing pitch that you see Murph sit on that one knee, it prevents him from blocking balls. They'll call that a wild pitch, but honest engine, it's a pass ball because the catcher's not set up correctly. And they're so concerned about framing pitches. And you got a runner at on base, I just think you need to change your stance. The 1-2's banked foul, will do it again. It's more important to guard a base than it is to try to hopefully get an extra strike call. And there's never been any kind of, as the 1-2 lifts it. High first base side, foul. It'll land out of reach of Matt Olson. There's never been any true analytics to show that sitting up there on the knee actually frames the pitch better. It's a theory that they have. Not just the Braves. A lot of these analytical folks have that theory, but they've never proven it because there's just no real strong way to prove that. The 1-2 slaps it foul, will do it again. But you can see with your blind eye that sitting on your knee prevents you from blocking pitches at the plate. One-two count. Misses high. 2-2. Now, when you got a runner at second and 2 outs, I have no problem with them being on the knee there because that one extra base on a pass ball is not going to make a whole lot of difference. But when he was standing at first, he should be in the catcher's crouch. The 2-2. 95 misses inside. 3-2. So another full count where Lee falls behind, and now he's got to come down the pipe. Contreras stands on deck. Cardinals trying to break this one wide open. The payoff. Swing rips it. Backhanded by Allen. Line drive, and that'll end the inning. Whew, that could have been a lot worse. We'll head to the 8th, trailing by 2 here in Braves country.
You guys, I got on the scale this morning, and let me tell you, the armor of God is heavy. Isn't it great to know that he's always there?
I woke up today, I said, you know what, I'm gonna look cute. I'm gonna actually look like a girl. I'm gonna put some makeup on. I decided to straighten my hair. Outfit trash, but you know what, we did the makeup. Class is canceled. So you mean to tell me I fought for my life for this eyeliner for nobody to see it?
Hey, I don't know who I need to talk to in order to put this in action, but I think buying groceries with no food stamps should help boost your credit score.
What is a random baby name that you 100% will be naming your kid no matter what your spouse says?
I'm going to name him Wussel, so people think he has a speech impediment.
In Game 6, Randy Johnson came through again for Arizona, and they beat New York 15-2 in Phoenix. In Game 7, for the third time, Curt Schilling started for Arizona. Roger Clemens again pitched for New York.
Curt Schilling, who last night guaranteed a victory, saying we're going to win. The chance of a lifetime for Luis Gonzalez. 2-2, bottom of the ninth, bases loaded. Infield in, 1 out.
The one problem is Rivera throws inside the left-handers, and left-handers get a lot of broken bat hits into the shallow part of the outfield. That's the danger in bringing the infield in with a guy like Rivera on the mound.
There's just enough time in baseball to see tragedy or triumph headed your way. Season's over.
The Diamondbacks are world champions.
Welcome back, Braves country. Phil Matone is going to come on. Righty-lefty matchup versus Profar. First pitch on the way is a sweeper inside. It's 1-0, so they're trying to build it. Matone to Helsley with the 2-run lead here in the 8th inning. We're going to counter with Profar, Olson, and Acuna. 1-0. Swing and a miss. Sweeper right underneath his hands. 1-1. 91 right there at the knees on the outer edge. It's 1-2. One-two count. Profar 0 for 3. The pitch. Swing, chops it foul. He'll walk out of the batter's box for a second, banging that off his leg. Just haven't really shown anything that proves that it was a good idea to put him at the top spot in the lineup. Still seems like a guy that was a perfect two-hole hitter, and they've yet to use him there. Though they said that's where they were going to put him about a month before he returned. The 1-2, down and in, 2-2. They checked down the line, but no way he went around. A pop out, a strikeout, a fly out. If he grounds out, he'll have the crap cycle. The 2-2. Swing, lifts it down the right field line. If it's fair, it's trouble. It's going to get down off the wall. It gets down where the green grass grows. Here comes Profar, rounding first, heading to second, and it's a leadoff double to get the Bravos going here in the 8th inning. Let's get it, Jerk Store.
Well, the Jerk Store, Cole, they're running out of you. It's smart. It's a smart line, and a smart crowd will appreciate it. And I'm not going to dumb it down for some bonehead mass audience.
7th hit of the day for the Braves. Matt Olson comes to the plate, looking to try to get Profar across the board. He'll take a cutter up top for a strike. It's 0-1. Profar, his 4th double of the year. He's a hanging bender inside, and he just turned on it. The 0-1. Chase this curveball down around his shoelaces, almost hits him on as he swings at it. It's 0-2. So an 0-2 count. Standing on deck is Acuna. In the hole is Sean Murphy. The 0-2. Swing. Bangs that down the first base line. Foul. Plenty foul. We'll do it again. Braves trail 5-3. We're in the top of the 8th. The 0-2. Way outside. Wow. 1-2. That almost went to the backstop, and if it did, Profar would have easily gotten down to third. The 1-2. This is high, 2-2. You at least want to cut this to a 1-run game here in this inning, because when a closer comes in and they've just got the 1 run, it puts them on eggshells. They give a 2-3 run lead, they feel like that they can make a mistake and they're still good. The 2-2 brings it. Swing, slices it foul. Matt Olson batting .294 now with runners in scoring positions with 7 doubles, 2 homers, and 38 RBI, 16 walks. The 2-2 count. Brings it. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Got him with the curveball, just lulled him to sleep. Somehow he was a tick behind that pitch. 1 down. Thought if he'd seen that curveball one more time, he was going to time it up, but instead, he'll go grab the pine, and Acuna will step in. Ronald Acuna Jr. 1 for 3 on the day. The homer. First pitch, 88. Off the plate, called for a strike. Another bad call by John Toon Payne. It's 0-1. About 2 inches off the zone. Still crickets from the dugout. The snicker looks on. The 0-1. They tried to go out there again, and why not? But didn't get the call this time. 1-1. Well, the lights are flickering here, so get ready for that. You might be losing power after losing the internet. The 1-1. That one's off the plate once again. And called for a strike. So 2 really bad calls by John Toon Payne has made it a 1-2 count. Should be 2-1 or 3-0. The 1-2. They go outside wide again. Don't blame him. Bozo the Clown's going to keep calling him strikes back there. Why? I would just live out there if I were Matone. I don't want to give one to Acuna over the dish. The 2-2 count. And the umpires know that they're not going to get any flack from the Braves dugout. The 2-2. Outside wide, 3-2. What should have been a walk about 3 pitches ago, now we got a full count. Open hole on the right side. They set up inside now. And drift back to the out, the payoff pitch. Outside wide, ball 4. So every pitch was off the plate. Only because Toon-Payne doesn't know the strike zone did that go to a full count. Acuna will walk. Great at bat by Ron Acuna Jr. A lot of people are going to lose their cool and swing at that.
Bravo.
But I hope Sean Murphy was paying attention to that, because that's another reason why you bark from the dugout, so the other players are aware of what's going on.
Bravo.
Now we got runners at first and second, 1 out. Sweeper down below the knees. This time it was the right call. It's 1-0. He's been expanding that zone as the game is worn on, and he's human nature a little bit as he gets out there in the hot sun. Doesn't want to be out there. 1-0. High and inside, 2-0. So a 2-0 count. Runners at first and second, both with great speed, and 1 out. Anything that gets down in the gap could and should tie the game. The 2-0 floats a sweeper up top, 2-1. Probably a good take by Murph. If he swings at that, knowing his swing, knowing Murphy's swing, he's probably going to pop that up. Trying not to hit into the double play. The 2-1 swing. That ball's belted down the left field line, but foul. 2-2. Another one of those hanging sweepers. Just couldn't keep it straight. The deuce is wild here. Braves trail by 2. 2 on. A 2-2 count to Smurf. Standing on deck is Ozuna. The 2-2. Swing, rips it. High and deep. Going back on the track. At the wall. It is gone, baby! Get up, get up, get up, get out! A 3-run shot by the Smurf. His 16th home run of the year.
Herbs, where are you? I must call an emergency meeting.
Oh, there he is.
Smurf is me. I'll be right there. Don't try to fool me.
And the Braves are taking a 1-run lead.
Murphy.
3-run jack. 16th homer of the year. 38th RBI, 372 happy feet. 102 miles an hour off the bat, and it just cleared the wall. Nootbaar leaped at the wall and just missed it. It was about 3 or 4 feet over his glove, and the Braves take a 6-5 lead. Our 8th hit of the game. Our 3rd home run is the 0-1's right there at the knees. It's 0-2. Braves 6, St. Louis 5, the exact score we won by last night. Will it hold tonight? Feel like we need a little more insurance, but we've got the lead. The 0-2, swing, pops it back foul. We'll do it again. I have not seen his numbers, but I'm telling you, we have always hit Phil Matone well no matter where he's been. And he's a good reliever. He came into this series like a 1.47 ERA, but somehow the Braves get to him. The 0-2 hits it hard on the ground, into the hole, backhanded by Wynn. He'll fire it across the diamond, and that was a great defensive play by Mason Wynn. They're always talking about his glove, and you see that in full force there. It was in the hole, jumped up, fired an absolute bullet. And though Ozuna doesn't run well, if that's not a perfect throw, Ozuna's going to beat it out. He was hustling down the line. So 2 outs, and that'll bring Ozzie Albies to the plate. The Wiz is 1 for 3. First pitch on the way, pops it up. At least that'll one will bend out of the back into the crowd. It's 0-1. I mean, it's really hard to take him out of the lineup. I know Drake's going to be behind the plate most likely tomorrow, but you almost have to put him at the DH again. The 0-1 chops it. Easy chopper. I mean, that might as well be his name. Ozzy Chopper chops into another one, and that'll end the inning. But out for your Atlanta Braves put 3 on the board. The Smurf goes to town in St. Louis.
Smurf is me. I must call an emergency meeting.
What are you doing? Excuse me? Are you really drinking a beer before work? You damn right I'm having a beer. What? Have you been to that job? No. Have you dealt with them idiots all day? No. Let me do me. Thank you.
Don't put your mouth on something that somebody else might touch. Not supposed to do that. Some germs are good for you. Lots of germs are bad.
Yeah, you're damn right I'm thick. Thick of not being appreciated.
I got a PSA, and it's for everybody that's already cutting their damn grass. Cause why is you cutting your grass? Huh? Well, listen here, damn it. I'm not doing it. I'm not cutting my grass. I don't care if it's 80 degrees and beautiful out here, you hear me? I don't care. Cause it was just 39 degrees this morning. I got on long sleeves. I'm not cutting my grass.
When I said I like it rough, I did not mean my whole life, Jesus. I didn't. I didn't. Let's sit down and have a talk for just a minute, okay there, bud? Okay? No, this ain't gonna work, my boy.
The New York Yankees, the team much of America was rooting for, had lost. Several of their stars, including Tino Martinez and Scott Brocious, moved on or retired. It would be 8 years before they would win another championship.
It's just so sad saying goodbye to everybody. I went around the room and hugged everybody, and it was just a sad way to end our relationship, basically. Even though the memories were great, that night was about as sad as it gets.
Welcome back, Braves country. Atlanta Braves. Lead this one 6-5. They're calling an automatic strike on Contreras to start the inning. Is that what's going on? John Tumpane. Basically, he's telling Contreras that he wasn't engaged. Honestly, that's a hard one to argue. Marmole's going to go out there and defend his guy, which you respect that. As a Braves fan, we wish we could see that more often from our guy. He also runs out there. He looks like he's jacked. Can we get Marmole as our manager? Instead of having him snicker out there, wiping the sleepies out of his eyes, waddling. But I think what Contreras was arguing was that he was knocking some debris away. Any way you look at it, it's going to be 0-1. Daysbel Hernandez is on. I mean, it's not something you're going to be able to win there. The 0-1 fires a slider out of the zone. Evens up the count at 1-1. 1-1 count. Inside 98, 2-1. The 2-1. Right there on the track. 2-2. Two count. Braves lead at 6-5. If you're just joining us, a 3-run home run. Dramatic one by Sean Murphy as the 2-2. Caught looking strike 3. He got caught watching the paint dry. Contreras will slam the bat on the ground but grab the pine. 1 down. If you're just joining us, a dramatic home run by Sean Murphy. has given the Braves a 6-5 lead. If you stepped away, St. Louis had a 5-3 lead going into the 7th, and with 2 on, Profar and Acuna, and 1 out, Sean Murphy just snuck it over the wall, the left field wall, for a 3-run home run to take a 1-run lead. First pitch on the way to Burleson is there for a ball. It's 1-0. If you're joining us late, this is how the scoring got going. The 1-0, outside wide, 2-0. Ronald Acuna Jr., with 2 outs in the first inning, hit a .379 shot for a home run to make it a 1-0 lead. Marmol is arguing out of the dugout. I don't know if he just got tossed. Let's see what's going on here. The 2-0, 98 on the outer black. 2-1. You can both still see Marmol and Contreras. I thought he might have tossed one of them. If he tosses Contreras, he tosses both of them. 2-1 right there at the knees, 2-2. And it looks like Contreras is gone. But if Marmol wasn't involved in that particular exchange, he may still be in the game. The 2-2. Inside. Full count. So they'll have to scramble to figure out who they're going to put at first base, because it appears that he's been kicked out of the game. The payoff pitch, down and in, ball 4. So Hernandez continues his wild ways. Back to the scoring after the Acuna home run in the first. Ozuna hit one in the second. 2 solo shots made it 2-0 Atlanta. Harris grounded out to second on a fielder's choice, scoring Ozzie Albies from third, and it was 3-0 Atlanta. We go to the second, and the Cardinals tie it up with a single by Sagasi, scoring Pozo, and then Gorman homers a 2-run shot to tie the game. Pozo then homered to left center to make it a 1-run game, and then Donovan singled Gorman in the 7th. Pitch on the way, swung on, lifted into right field. Acuna comes over, makes the grab, 2 down. And then we go to the 8th inning, top of the 8th, the last frame. Sean Murphy, a 372-foot bomb that just got over the glove of Nootbaar, who was scraping at the wall to try to bring it back. That 3-run shot made it a 6-5 lead, and that's where we stand. Hernandez turns and flips it over to first. Keep the runner close by. They did put a pitch runner on for Burleson. It's Hampson. Hampson took off. He's got second base stolen by a mile. Nobody was paying attention. Hampson just took off. What a bunch of dopes. I mean, nobody yells out and tells him that he's turn around and throw it to second. He turns around and just throws it to second as the 1-0's in the dirt, 2-0. He's got him. He took off. It was easily 5 steps before Hernandez goes in. And that 2-0, that's got Daysbel Hernandez shook. He's now got a 3-0 count on Furman, who's pinch hitting for Nootbaar. The 3-0. 97. That was a strike, but a bad call by home plate umpire John Toon Payne. That's been par for the course for him tonight. Last time we saw him, we were saying the same thing. He is one of the worst umpires in baseball behind the plate. I don't know how he continues to keep his job with his ratings. The last time we went up against him, we pulled up the scorecard the next day, if you remember, and he was at 88%. That's not bad. That is god-awful. 88% accuracy rate behind the plate. You're supposed to be in the mid-90s just to be average. 88 sounds good, like, hey, man, I got a B. No, 88's terrible. And he is routinely around 91%. I'd say today he's going to be one of those 91%. He's had some bad calls but he hasn't been bad like all game long, but he's really starting to show. So 2 on, 2 out as Igesi comes to the plate. Thomas is 1 for 3 with an RBI single in the second. 6-5 your score. The first pitch, 99, well inside. It's 1-0. Hernandez can't find the strike zone. The 1-0, swing and a miss. Swung at that one well out of the zone. It's 1-1. The Aces never faced Hernandez before, so they got that to our advantage. Maybe he'll swing at some of these wild pitches that Daysville likes to throw. The 1-1. Swing, fouls it straight back, 1-2. He was almost on that slider. He nailed that right back to the backstop. 1-2 count. Righty. Daysville comes set. Brings it. Swing. Fouls it away. We'll do it again. The 1-2 count. Kicks and fires. 89 off the plate. He's been calling that strikes all day long against the Braves. Didn't give it to them there. Leading us off in the bottom, or the top of the ninth, I should say, Nacho Alvarez, then Harris, then Allen. So the bottom of the order. The 2-2. Swing! Fouls that straight back. He was almost on that one. You see these balls go straight back to the backstop, you know they just are missing it. On deck is Gorman, who's 2 for 3. You don't really want to face him. I believe Sagasi broke his bat, so Thomas will grab a new one, or he's at least applying new stick to the handle. He must have cracked it because he showed it to the umpire. One of the few guys you see nowadays that does not wear batting gloves. Got to respect that from Thomas. That's old school. The 2-2. I wouldn't advise it, but it's old school. The 2-2. Swing, fouls it away. 100 miles an hour this time. He's really trying to pump it by him. Deuce is wild. 2 on, 2 out. A 2-2 count. Braves lead by 1. The go-ahead run stands at first. The tying run at second. The pitch. Swing, fouls it back. Another 99-mile-an-hour fastball. Man, oh man alive, is this a battle? This will be the 8th pitch of the at-bat. Hernandez just trying to find a way to get to the dugout. The 2-2. Down and away, full count. Now everybody's off to the races. So the wildness of Hernandez continues to haunt the Braves in these late innings. You've got everybody off to the races now as he falls behind in the count. Cardinal fans coming to their feet. The payoff pitch nowhere near the zone. Ball 4. He walks the bases loaded. There's 2 outs. And the go-ahead run, he will move to second base with Gorman, the left-hander, who's 2 for 3 on the day with 2 runs, 2 RBI, a home run. He is coming to the plate. He's got terrible numbers in his career with the bases loaded, but he has hit the ball well today. The first pitch, swing and a miss, slider down around the knees. It's 0-1. We'll go ahead and move this in because there's runners on all over the bases, but the game right now is at the plate. The 0-1, swing, fouls it back. It's 0-2. Bases loaded. Gorman calls his timeout. Cardinal fans are on their feet. Ducks all over the pond. Hernandez is about to throw his 28th pitch of this inning. Trying to keep it right here. The 0-2. 90 up top. Just misses high. 1-2. So a 1-2 count. That was really close. The 1-2. And the dirt ball gets away. That's going to tie the game. Another wild pitch cost the Braves with Daysbel Hernandez on the mound. And the game is tied at 6-6. Wow. The wildness of Hernandez. That's why I've never understood why he comes in these late innings. I want Hernandez in the 7th inning, 6th inning, whatever. You start putting him in these late innings, his wildness usually bites you in the ass. And it did right there. Now you got to try to keep it a tie game. The 2-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Didn't get out of the jam, but at least we're tied. 6-6, going to 9. There's a lottery number in there somewhere.
Congratulations. You got on my nerves again today. Woo!
Okay, so here are 3 things that I think only America does. Now, the Red Cups are definitely an American thing. I've never ever seen them in the UK. I don't think they exist. When you're in America, they're in every bar, every home, every house party. They'll have Red Cups. Number 2, wearing footwear indoors. Now, I've been to a few American homes and they're completely fine with you wearing shoes inside. I don't know if this is just something in the UK we do, but we always take our shoes off before we enter the building. It surprises me every time. I mean, I still take my shoes off. It's just a habit. The last thing that I think only America does has to be taking your bank card from you. When you're paying for a meal, they will take your card away, run off somewhere in the back, put the price in, and then return with your card and a receipt. And you just kind of have to pray that they haven't added on an extra $100. We are taught back in England to never give your card to anyone. So this is something I think only America does.
Cheese dogs. Cheese dogs. That's what we have. You mean hot dogs? No, they don't want them. What is a cheese dog? I've never heard of a cheese dog.
The greatest home run hitter of all time, Hank Aaron, opens trading today at the New York Stock Exchange. And the market promptly hits a home run for investors. The Dow now up 23% for the year. NASDAQ, with all its tech stocks, up an astonishing 71% for the year.
Welcome back. So the debacle that is Daysbel Hernandez in the 8th inning will bring Helsley on in the 9th. The St. Louis closer, first pitch on the way, slider right there on the outer edge, it's 0-1. And he is a nasty customer. Who will the Braves turn to in the 9th? Probably Iglesias, but we'll have to see what they do here. The 0-1 to Alvarez. Check swing foul into the dugout. It's 0-2. The 0-2 count. The pitch, swing, chops it down the line. Braves 6, Cardinals 6. Helsley comes set. The 0-2 to Nacho. Swing, hits it hard through the middle. That's through for a base hit. And that is good for the Braves' 9th hit of the day. And your Atlanta Braves have got something cooking here on the top of the 9th. Go Nacho!
Whoa, you check it out. What? Look, that guy.
Get me some nachos.
It is a sign, and these nachos to help me score.
That'll bring Michael Harris II to the plate. Man, he ought to be dropping a bunt here. He is showing bunt. Pitch misses below the knees. It's 1-0. Brings it, shows bunt, dribbles it up the middle, and Helsley has it. He'll tag Michael on the chest for out number 1, but on the play, Nacho goes to second. Drake Baldwin will come in to pinch for Nick Allen, which means Luke Williams will come in to play defense most likely for Baldwin at short, unless it goes all the way around to Smurf. First pitch on the way. Swing! That ball's hammered into left field. Here comes the throw from left field to home, and they're going to hold him. That ball was hammered, but it was a good base hit by the Drake, and we got runners on the corners. And 1 out.
You don't like the Drake?
I love the Drake.
How could you not like the Drake?
Who's the Drake?
The Drake is good.
Sliced it into left field. That ball wasn't hit so hard right at the left fielder, we would have scored a run. But Luke Williams is going to go ahead and pinch run for Drake Baldwin. Much as he hits for Nick Allen, we got to start teaching Drake to play somewhere in the infield. Jerks and Profar will come to the plate. The Jerk store is 1 for 4 with a run scored. So you got speed on the base paths now. Nacho has solid speed at third. We wouldn't call it elite, but Luke Williams can fly. And of course, Profar runs well in his own right. Should be a tough tandem to double up. We'll go ahead and pull the screen back so you can see the action on the base paths. Righty-lefty matchup. Just got to get something lifted in the outfield to score Nacho. First pitch. Swing! 102 miles an hour. Yowza! It's 0-1. Blew that ball right by him. That'll wake you up. The 0-1. Swing, saws it off foul down the line. It's 0-2. So Profar down to his last strike now. Got to make contact. Got to get that ball in play. Put the pressure on the defense and hopefully score a run. Standing on deck is Olsen. Cunha in the hole. The 0-2. Swing, hits it hard on the ground through the right side. That's going to score a run. It's going to be a 4-3 putout, but an RBI for the Profar. Profar, pro good, Jerk star, baby!
Well, the Jerk star called. They're running out of you.
Nacho comes home.
It's a smart line, and a smart crowd will appreciate it. And I'm not going to dumb it down for some bonehead mass audience.
7-6 your score on the play. Luke Williams trucks it up to second. Nacho scored, and how do you not like to play that Nacho soundbite? First pitch on the way from Olsen is going to get grounded over to second, and that's going to ruin it. But the Braves did take a 1-run lead. We'll be back in a flash. Nacho scores. Jerk stored. Knocks him in.
Whoa. You check it out. What? Look, that guy.
Get me some nachos.
It is a sign, and these nachos to help me score.
I know I don't wipe my ass and it stinks when I walk past you in public, but there is no reason for you guys to be making...
Oh! We need to talk to you, huh? Are you guys gangsters? Shut up! Listen,
Rumor has it that somebody that works at this bar found a certain something that belongs to us.
A certain something which may or may not have fallen off a certain truck, huh?
And a certain somebody that we know thinks they saw that certain someone pick it up and take it back to that certain bar, which may or may not be the place that we happen to be or not be. And I gabish, huh?
Fellas, we're about 6 beers deep, so I think you're going to have to be a little bit more clear, because I didn't get that last part.
I missed out on the whole thing, to be honest with you. I was very confused by the whole thing.
At what age does eating dinner at 4 and going to bingo considered a cool night out? Because I'm ready.
Do you guys remember when all the celebrities were getting their energy by putting their barracuda and butt in the sunlight? Am I the only one? Do you remember, like, Shailene Woodley was like, coffee? No, thank you. I get all of my energy by charging my butthole in the sunshine. So, you guys remember that? That was a weird time. That was weird.
You know, there's this mantra that you never have to buy a beer ever if you win a championship in Philadelphia. If you're a manager or a coach or a player, I think Mike probably felt a lot better about himself and his space in Philadelphia and what he meant to the city. You know, it wasn't like he was going to stop playing.
Every baseball player that puts a uniform on wants to have a World Series ring. And I guess once you get that first one, that's what we're here for now, is to try and get that second one.
Mike Schmidt, his 9th home run of the year.
Eyeglasses is coming in. Braves lead at 7-6 here in the bottom of the 9th. Victor Scott the second, first pitch swinging, hammers it over to the right-hand side. Ozzy's on it, flips it to first. And it's a 4-3 putout. Scott was busting it down the line. It's 1 down. Good hustle. Good hustle by Ozzy to get over there and make sure that play came through. One up, 1 down. First pitch to Donovan is a slider down and in. It's 1-0, taken all the way. The 1-0, 95 at the knees, 1-1. 1-1 count. Right there for a strike, 1-2. The 1-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Good piece of hitting there, pitching there, I mean. And 2 up, 2 down. You're going to have to refresh your screens, but we got the eyeglass emoji back in there. Just realized we took it out because he wasn't closing all this time. It is back in there if you want to use it. First pitch on the way is a 96 sinker at the knees. It's 0-1. Braves 1 defensive out away from taking the first 2 in this series. Second game on a bullpen game. The 0-1 swing. Swats it back foul. It's 0-2. I swear to you, every time we've done a bullpen game in the last several years, the offense has just gone off. You might want to just go to one big bullpen. The 0-2. Swing. Pops it back foul. Cardinals down to their last strike, their last out. The 0-2 from Iglesias. Wheels and deals. Slider outside wide, 1-2. The 1-2 count. Swing! Just got a piece of it. Sinker. Off the knees. Win 0 for 4. He's got good speed, though. He's got decent power, too. You can't just lay it in there to him. The 0-2, 1-2, swung on, chopped over towards short. Allen's got it, fires it to first. Nacho got out of the way. That was almost a disaster. But Braves win. Braves win. Your Atlanta Braves win. Whiskey for my men, beer for my horses. Your Atlanta Braves take the first 2 of a 3-game set. Game ball. We can go back to back, Jack. Let's give it to Sean Murphy. His 3-run home run. Man, that was funny. Nacho Alvarez cutting over. I don't think he realizes the range that Nick Allen has. He almost boffed that up. When he realized that Allen was on it, he tried to get out of his way. It was almost a disaster. Braves win it 7-6. Sean Murphy with the game ball. And the next time we'll see you will be against the New York Yankees. Y'all enjoy the All-Star break, y'all. Those of y'all that are meeting us in Atlanta tomorrow, we're looking forward to it. And we'll see you then. If we had a way to put the stream up, we would, but there's no way for us to do it because we're going to be on the move. We'll see you next Friday. And remember, next Friday, it's doubleheader. It's the first Freaky Friday double feature of the back half end of the season. It'll be Braves and Yankees, and then once that game's done, we're going to follow it up with Brewers and Dodgers. Going to be a fun summer here in Braves country, y'all. We'll see you then. Braves win it. Whiskey for my men, beer for my horses. We'll see you in Atlanta the next time we see you. And before we sign off, thank you for getting us to 40,000. Also, prediction: Acuna wins the All-Star Game MVP, and Matt Olson wins the Home Run Derby. We'll see.
There's something kind of about a kid that's never played baseball.
It is the American game. That's just what it is. And actually, I can feel like I'm 15 when I'm talking baseball. I'm watching baseball. This is it. It does this. It can do this to any. It brings you back.